Welcome to Immortal Wisdom with Denis. I'm Vanessa Anceloni, and this is video 12 of a 15 video series on 15 incredible chapters that Denis wrote in the book After Death, recently published in its English version by the United States Spiritist Council. You can acquire its copy at spiritist.us. These 15 chapters are true guidance to a better life. Can you believe he wrote a chapter titled Studying? He says that studying builds a new life for us. And he's not saying studying like going to school simply, but having the habit of studying. We don't need to depend on others to actually instruct ourselves. Remember when the illuminated spirit said through the mediums at Kardec's time that we should instruct ourselves and love one another as well. So he begins this chapter by telling us something that is very inspirational. Studying is a fount of noble and sweet pleasures. It delivers us from our common worries and makes us forget life's sorrows. Books are sincere friends who welcome us as well as happy times as in misfortune. Have you thought about this? You don't like studying? Well, you have an opportunity to begin it. There's always a day in which we find this pleasure of studying. What do you like studying about? Think about it. And he's going to reveal to us that books are a pathway for us to talk with the author of the book, mind to mind. Did you know that when you're reading books, other spirits who may like the literature may be with you? Don't be scared. Because actually, if you pick up a good book, you have good company around you. That's a good way of connecting with good, better spirits. Some people tell us, "Oh, Vanessa, please get rid of this spirit for me. This spirit is obsessing me." Well, the best way is for us to instruct ourselves so we can get in another frequency. And books, Andre Lewis in the book Mechanisms of Mediumship talks about it. The fact that through the literature, good literature, we can raise our vibration to another level and connect with other minds and thus sustain our bliss in life. How about this? Denis' book is certainly one of those good books, but he recommends to us avoid the books that are filthy, and we will extend internet use because it's somewhat a book for us to avoid the filthy headlines. They don't add anything. Oh, but I need to be up to date with the world. But there are so many good things happening in the world. Why are you gonna choose to read those news that are actually talking about the other side of lives? We're progressing. Why not choosing? It's a choice. It is a choice. There are many networks nowadays, many newspapers that are willing to share good news, like goodnewsnetwork.org. And Denis says to us, if you think you cannot engage in studying because you lack time, he says, well, time is something we make. And the other thing is if you don't have money to buy books, he says, well, the book of nature doesn't cost a thing. And he says by studying the book of nature, we may also instruct ourselves. What does that mean? Did you know that Darwin found out about how our emotions are expressed through our bodies way before many people talked about it, body language? Yes, and he drew it. Did you know how? He did it through observations of nature. His drawings were unbelievable. He was a genius. Not only because he observed the evolution of species, but because he observed how we also express our emotions through our bodies without any words. To the point that animals express their emotions through their body language as well. So Leon Denis recommends to us walk in nature, meditate, observe a starry sky, and think about what's happening in this universe. He says, now, if the study of earthly nature enlightens and strengthens our minds, what can one say regarding the observation of skies? During peaceful nights, when the starry canopy lights up and the heavenly bodies start their procession, when the trembling and diffused brightness of stellar clusters and nebulas, lost in the far end of spaces, falls upon us, we feel surrounded by a mysterious influence and find ourselves pervaded by a deep religious sentiment. How the vain worries disappear in such moments. And he says, "O enormous Jupiter and you Saturn, lie encircled by a luminous scarf topped by 9 golden moons, you giant suns of multicolored fires." And he says, "We salute you from the other extremity of space." These planets are more evolved than us, than ours. Jupiter, Saturn, in the Milky Way, and many others. And he's saying by observing the stars, by observing these planets and sending our thoughts, we're connecting with the instructions of life. It's nature. We're studying ourselves in nature as well. So he says, those worlds are our heritage. We're destined to pass through them, to inhabit them. We shall visit those stellar archipelagos, and we shall penetrate their mysteries. Nothing shall ever put a term to our march, to our impulses and our progresses, provided only we learn to adapt our will to the divine laws and set out to conquer life's fulfillment and the heavenly joys that go with it by means of our own actions. Studying, studying, and the pleasure of studying, instructing ourselves. We are divine beings, co-creators with unlimited potential. Tell yourself, I have unlimited potential inside of me, and embrace it. Do not doubt yourself, because if you do so, you're doubting your Creator, our Creator, and it wouldn't be possible to doubt the beauty of life. So let us study and feel the bliss of living life. Next video, we're gonna talk about education.